first ones there. Then, when the search was done in that cave 4Q, at that point they knew that those caves may actually have scrolls in them. So for the first time in 2,000 years, there was enough interest for people to climb into them. As you can see, it was very risky, but they did it. Now, look to the left, you can see a ravine in the limestone mountain, where if there's a flash flood, you can totally see where the waterfall is. 2007, I was still living outside of Jerusalem. It was a Saturday morning in May. There was a sudden unpredicted rainfall in Jerusalem, and then about 20 minutes later it's still raining heavily, and I thought, wow, because it was a sunny morning. I'm thinking it's going to be flooding in the desert, and it's been a sunny morning in the desert. It's going to be totally sunny. I wonder if people know, but flash floods are going to hit out of the blue. There were 11 people rappelling on that little cliff there. The gamekeeper from Qumran, from the national park, went and warned them that they need to leave because it's raining heavily in Jerusalem and there's a flash flood. The flash floods arrive instantly. You have about 4 seconds notice and they're upon you in massive power. 7 people listened to him and left. 4 of them, I mean, it was like this. It seemed very unlikely, so they kept rappelling. The flash flood hit. It was like Niagara Falls, but brown water, because it's bringing all the dirt from the mountains. There was a helicopter up in the air trying to monitor and see if they could. 4 hours later, 4 hours of non-stop, complete Niagara Falls. The waters started subsiding, and then eventually they saw the 4 people still hanging from the ropes, dead. I thought they died of drowning, but the gamekeeper told me that when they got to them, they started removing them, they realized they died from the worst possible form of stoning, because for 4 hours massive boulders were just pelting on them, because the waters are incredibly powerful, and it's gravity as well helping the water. So any rock, boulder, and he said there was not one piece of solid bone in their bodies. The spine was folding over backwards. They had been completely pelted. That's the power of the flash floods. In Gedi, the reason that we had to drive off the main road into the reserve, we never used to. Buses were not allowed into that preserve, because it's a nature preserve. But the road continues over the riverbed. And it was a reinforced concrete bridge. And in 2001, one night, I'm sleeping in Jerusalem when I was a student, and I'm waking. It was downtown, in a place that was very noisy, so I slept with earplugs in, and I wake up through the earplugs. I can hear incredible rain, so I took my earplugs out. Sure enough, it is pelting down, and I'm thinking, wow, the desert's gonna flood. The people of En Gedi were on the bridge there, watching the flash floods. I mean, they're used to these flash floods, but they'd never seen one like this, and they watched them just thundering under the bridge. And then they started rising and rising and rising. The people of En Gedi know that you don't mess with these kind of situations, because nature is incredibly powerful. And they all retreated from the bridge and went up, and then the water got to the bridge, then it flooded the bridge, and suddenly, and this was on TV, you hear this crackling sound, and the whole reinforced concrete massive bridge was gone. And they've never